FDA has shown that every piece of meat people eat, every piece is contaminated by feces, right? When they're slaughtering an animal and they're cutting it apart, there's going to be fecal splatter that gets around. So every piece of meat people eat has fecal bacteria on it. And so if you're eating that, you're getting a decent amount of B12 from the feces.
One other big thing is B12 vitamin that are considered to be primarily in animal products, I believe in meat.
It's not an animal product, actually. So B12 is a mineral that is found it's created by bacteria that live in your gut or live in the gut of animals, right? So it's bacteria that live in poop, all right? So poop produce B12, and B12 is important to the functioning of our body. When people eat animal products, they eat a higher amount of poop. All right. FDA has shown that every piece of meat people eat, every piece is contaminated by feces, right? When they're slaughtering an animal and they're cutting it apart, there's going to be fecal splatter that gets around. So every piece of meat people eat has fecal bacteria on it. And so if you're eating that, you're getting a decent amount of B12 from the feces. Now, naturally, you would get a little bit of poop in your diet eating plants if you were eating them in nature. Like an animal would come along and they eat some of the plant and then they fertilize it, right, with their poop, and then they walk away. And then what do? We grab some berries, we dust it off, and we eat it, and we get a little B12, right? Nowadays,
I had no idea.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Nowadays, everything's triple washed, right? When I buy my greens, it says triple washed. So there's no more poop. So most plant-based or vegan people, we have a very minimal to poop-free diet. And so if you have a poop-free diet, you don't have B12 anymore. So you can just supplement it. I mean, that's very easy. You can take a B12 supplement and replace it, but it's not because you're vegan and B12 is in meat. B12 is in poop. So there are people who are meat eaters who are B12 deficient as well. Maybe those are the people who actually do clean their meat. And so I don't know what they do. But it is, and also B12 deficiency can come from poor absorption, which can happen as people get older. But it's not a signal or a sign that somehow we need to eat meat.
Got it. So historically, people could have lived without meat because they would pick up plants that been pooped on. Okay, interesting.
And fertilized. Yes.
That explains how they were able to survive without meat. I mean, that's very helpful. And Doctor, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.